Hello guys, it's a beautiful day out, but it's really cold, and today is the day I am going to try my best to take the spike tires off my mountain bike and put on my summer tires. But they are tubeless tires, so most bikes that everybody pretty much knows, you have a tube inside the actual tire like this bike, and if you get a flat, you have to take off the tire, take off the inner tube, put a new inner tube on, put the tire back on, inflate it. When you have tubeless, you just have the tire, and you have, it's called rim tape. So there's tape on the inside of the rim to stop air from leaking out of the rim through the spokes. And then you put your tire back on. I think they have to be specially made for, I think your rims have to be specially made for tubeless, and your tires have to be made for tubeless. And then you also have to have a special valve to help with the whole tubeless thing. But after you put your tire on, you're supposed to inflate it and make sure it's seated properly. And then you deflate it one more time, and then you pour in a specific amount of sealant. And this is the sealant Carol picked me up yesterday. She was just happened to be going up to Barrie, and I'm like, oh, if you can drop past the bike shop and grab me some. This is called Peaty's Tubeless Sealant, and I'm guessing it's kind of like a latex, and basically when you get a puncture, whether it's a nail or whatever into the rubber of your tire, this fills that hole and stops it from leaking anymore. So a lot of mountain bikers do this because you're constantly hitting rocks and roots of trees and stuff, and a lot of times you have a low pressure on your tires so you can climb and stuff. So today is the first day I've ever done this. So let's go see if I can actually accomplish this task. I've got my tires that were brand new when I bought the bike, and I haven't ridden on them once yet because I went straight to spike tires, and these were the Ice Spiker Pros. It doesn't say anywhere on here that they are tubeless ready, but I'm assuming the guy who sold them to me at the bike shop knew what he was doing. So, and then these are called Ground Control, and they don't say anywhere on them that they're ready to be tubeless. These are specialized. The things we will need some tire levers, possibly a valve remover. We have 2 things of sealant, one for the front tire, one for the back. Read all the instructions. Do not get in your eyes, do not drink. It tells you if you're using a road bike or certain size mountain bike tires, how much you can put in. This whole container here, this whole bag is 120 milliliters. So some of the bikes you only need like 30 to 45 milliliters. So if you have a road bike, one of these would last you for both wheels. But this bike, I'm going to need the whole thing per wheel. So that's why I have 2. You'll also need a pump. They say it's better to have a compressor, that way you can get air in really quick. So I'm just going to be flying by the seat of my pants to see if I can actually do this with a regular hand pump. And it'd be kind of good for you to know that too. Just in case you don't have a compressor, you can also buy these hand pumps with like a reservoir, and that you can actually pump up the reservoir with air and then put all that air into your tire in one shot, and that way it snaps in. I guess the problem with this is as you're pumping, it could be leaking out all over the rim. So let's go. I also changed all my clothes. I'm wearing the crappiest pair of shoes, my crappiest pair of pants, and my crappiest shirt because apparently this stuff can go everywhere. Let all the air out. That one, that's the first time I've ever done that. So I took out the core. This tool was super handy, and as it released, it let a lot of liquids out on my hand. I do have some towels to help wipe up. So let's try and remove this without getting the stuff everywhere. Tire lever. I say be very careful with your tire levers that you don't wreck the tape. that's on the rim. So not much left in there. I thought there was going to be definitely a puddle of goo, but that's all that's left in here. I'm trying to figure out what that smells like. Apparently this should clean off with just water. Grabbed a bucket of water just to see how easily, hopefully easily, it will be cleaned up. Yep, seems to be doing a good job. If you haven't done this in a long time and it's all kind of caked on, you can buy some sealant solvents that will loosen that all up so you can wash them all off and start from scratch. But it seems to be coming off nice and easy, which was a nice added bonus to the day. So as you can see, it is kind of messy. It is splashing up on my clothes, so I'm glad I wore old clothing. Let's dry it off, see how well it did. Cleaned off very nicely. It definitely leaves a little bit more of a tackiness to it. So chances are we'll wash them one more time. Let that dry, and I'm gonna wash it again. Gonna do the same thing with my tire before I store it until next winter. Clean out all the muck. If it was later in the season, I'd have my outside hose hooked up, but until then, I have to do it this way. But again, making sure that the bead is as clean as possible. So I do not want any of this on here until next year when I have to put them back on for my winter rides. Very clean, all done. Front tire. Now for the true test. They say put the tire on, inflate it, make sure it sits properly. Another piece of advice, check to see if your tire is a directional tire and needs to roll in a certain way. Once again, use a tire lever to get your wheel back on. It is on. Just making sure that it's evenly dispersed. Let's put this valve back in. Well, like a lot of people said, you need a compressor, so I could not get like a pound of air into that tire. It just leaks out everywhere because there's no seal in it at all. So I'm going to either borrow a compressor from somebody, or I'm just going to go to a store and buy one of those hand pumps with a cylinder on it. Until then, let's just do the back tire. Good news with the back tire. I actually managed to inflate it up to 35 pounds with just the pump. So maybe that wasn't just seated properly, so I'm going to attempt to do the same thing with the front tire. I managed to do it. It's up to 22 pounds at the moment. I just heard a pop, so it seated itself, but basically I needed to, I'm out of breath, pump really fast. I actually also went around and grabbed the sides of the tire, just kind of pull them out towards the edge of the rim, which is what I did with the back tire. I've done that like 3 times with that. This time seemed to work, plus pumping really fast just to try to get more air in it than it was leaking, and then it worked. Whew. Time to put the sealant in. Let's go for it. Before you put the sealant in, you have to shake it up. Pretty much the whole bag. The moment of truth is coming right up. I'll be pretty happy if I accomplish this today without any more hassles. This back in properly. Some people have said move it around. Wish me luck, people. Wish me luck. £30 and holding. So I put it up to 40 pounds. I am extremely happy at this point in time. Nice. Make sure that sealant gets in all the cracks. It is possible by tomorrow the tire might have lost air. Okay, moment of truth for this one. I'm hoping that the sealant helps me seal it up so it's an easier inflate, and of course pumping it faster definitely helped. So that one's done. Get another one. Some of the videos I watch, they say it's easier if this is on your bike or if you have a bike stand or something to hold this up. Once again, try to put this on as easy as possible. It doesn't actually go on properly, but then we turn it sideways. Squeeze. I forgot to shake it up. I forgot to shake it up, people. Bag 2 down. Put the, or wipe that. Valve back in. Very handy tool. Once again, I'm just gonna distribute it a little bit. It's like I live in a jungle. I'm gonna hang it on the step like I did the last one. Fingers crossed, people. It's holding pressure. Managed to do it. Took forever. Of course, my next door neighbor started blowing out his truck, and I thought I was leaking. This is still holding its pressure. Time to put the wheels back on, go for a ride. seem to be already down a lot in pressure. So I'm not going to ride it anymore until I put some more air in it. I attached the pump back to the tire. Both of them were down to 20 or less pounds per square inch. When I did the front tire, I blew it up to just over 40, and then I heard a couple pops of the bead setting into the rim. So that's probably why that one was leaking, and the same with this one. Well, that's all I got for you today, guys. I hope you learned a few things off my mistakes. That would be great. But I can't wait to get back on the trails with the boys, with my summers on. It's gonna be a lot of fun. My next install on this is the seat that it's like an automatic seat, up and down, and it's good for when you're going to go over a jump and stuff. You can drop it down, that way the seat doesn't pop you out. And also when you're putting it in your car, you can drop the seat down and get it in the car a lot easier. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Talk to you. Bye.